Hey guys, I have not done a video in a very, very long time. Anyways, today I wanted to talk about sexuality in general. I mean, I'll be talking more about my own, but just as a general topic. I've discovered through my experiences that I am demisexual, which basically means that you aren't attracted to anything physical, you're attracted to a personality, which means you're not attracted to genitals and you're not attracted to looks. And when I say that, I mean like sexually, because sure, you can find someone attractive and be like, oh, that person's pretty, or oh, that person looks nice today, but that doesn't mean that you want to get in bed with them, which is a funny concept that our society tries to say is what's happening when you say that someone is attractive. The only people I could say that might be the case for are heterosexual men, because it tends to be they're the ones who look at a woman who is rather attractive to them, they go, give me a piece of that. But in being demisexual, I've found a lot of things to be true about like the way that I have grown up and the way that like I've seen sexuality. Like in middle school I was very confused because I found women really attractive and I didn't really know what to think of it because I was kind of in love with my best friend and I didn't know what to do about it because I didn't want to be weird and act creepy or anything, and so I just kind of like step back, you know, because I was attracted to her personality and I really loved the person that she was and also found her attractive. But that doesn't mean that I should be rude or creepy or anything, because I knew the type of person she was because I was attracted to her personality. And it kind of makes relationships a lot easier when you're attracted to someone's personality, because you know relatively soon whether or not you want to stay with someone, because you notice certain quirks about their personality or certain things that you don't like, and then you're like, yeah, this isn't gonna work because I'm attracted to personalities. But I didn't realize that until maybe like senior year in high school as a female. When I went into freshman year, I got hit on a lot and a lot of guys like immediately started wanting to date me, and so I went out with a few and eventually found one that I kept. But dating things like, let's try it out. You seem like a nice person, I'll try it out with you. But even though like I liked them as a person and all, a lot of the time I just didn't feel attracted to them, and at least not to the depth that they found me attractive. And so eventually I ended up breaking a few hearts, but I didn't mean to. It was just kind of my inexperience. I found it rather hard to be like a heterosexual man and be like, oh, I really just want to make love with you, because it didn't feel like love to me if your personality wasn't involved. Like, I felt very insecure about how I looked for most of my high school career and part of my middle school, because when I was younger I was rather chubby and hadn't grown out of that yet, and so later on I really started to notice that I was much prettier as I grew up, and because of that, because of becoming prettier, I started to notice how much other people noticed me and how much other people looked at me and then suddenly I felt attractive. And so at first it was just like a boost of confidence, but later on I realized that I didn't feel comfortable with the fact that they were attracted to me, and felt like they just looked at me and they felt that I was attractive and they didn't look any further than what was on the outside, and I hated that. I don't believe in love at first sight. Lust at first sight is sure a thing, but love, no. Being the person that I am and finding that uncomfortable. I didn't really know how to deal with men, with guys coming up to me and being like that towards me. A lot of the time I would avoid it, and I'd be rather shy, and I didn't really know how to talk to people who were like that to me. When I first came to the school, a lot of people didn't realize that I was married, and they would say things to me or say things behind me that made me feel really, really uncomfortable. Men would hit on me daily, and sometimes I'd be walking with Colin, or I'd be holding his hand and we'd be going somewhere and someone would hit on me. And I felt really uncomfortable because I wanted to hide in a paper bag, because I just hated the fact that people just looked at me and instantly felt, oh, I love that person. Because that's not how I felt. I felt objectified. I felt like people were just making me an object because they were attracted to the outside. That's partially what sexuality does to people. It makes you think about what's on the outside, not on the inside. And sure, part of the outside and part of the attractiveness is going to be involved in any amount of sexuality, but that doesn't mean that it should be all of it, because I feel like everyone's a bit demisexual, but myself in particular, because I don't feel attracted to anything specific. Like, I don't feel attracted to one gender over the other, and I don't feel attracted to the outside. Like, if I look at someone and I find them attractive, that just means I think they look nice. That does not mean that I want to go have their babies or anything like that. I also think that in being demisexual, it makes you appreciate others better. Like I said before, it makes relationships a lot easier because you're attracted to their personality and not their physical features. Like with my husband, you know, he's gained some weight lately, and to me that's okay. I guess it is because I just love him, but to me that's not something that I worry about. The only reason I worry about it is because of his health. When I see my husband and he's gained a little weight, so he has a little chub, that doesn't mean anything to me. Like, all I see is him as him, and I love that about him, is that he's always himself. And that kind of makes it easy on me. I feel like if you're not at least partially attracted to someone's personality, that obviously that wouldn't work out, because that's probably why there's so high divorce rates. Because if you're not attracted to a person's personality first before you go ahead and have sex with them, or before you think through what you're doing with your life, you may end up in painful situations. So, I don't know. Let me know what you think about demisexuality. I understand that a lot of the time it just seems like you're just being a nice person, but also it means kind of that you're bi while also being a nice person. I don't really know how to explain that, but like I said before, I kind of explained the sexuality throughout this whole entire video, really. So, anyways, let me know what you think, and yeah, thanks for watching. Bye-bye.